Happy Saturday. Um, how are you all? I don't ever go live on a Saturday. Um, but I just decided I wanted to. So I don't even know if anybody's going to get on. But, I'll go live anyway and just say what I want to say and talk. So we'll see if anybody jumps on to join me. It is Saturday. I am here in Atlanta. And I am on the way to this Black Millionaires Conference. So they're having this Black Millionaires Conference in Atlanta. Doors are open from 9 to 10, and I am looking at the line that doesn't seem to be moving. And one thing about me, y'all, is I don't do lines. And this line is actually outside. So it's cold here. So I'm looking at this line for the Black Millionaire. So I will make it in there eventually, but not now. Anyway, I jumped on because I was listening to Viola Davis. Good morning. Thank you for the compliment. Uh, good morning, Monica. So, y'all, I don't know if you all have seen Viola Davis's book, Finding Me. And, I was up yesterday at like 3, 4 in the morning, and I just happened to go on Amazon or what was it? I don't know. I was watching TV and I was on Netflix and I was like, let me look for a documentary. Let me learn something this morning. So I go on Netflix and I see this Oprah special. And Oprah is talking about talking with Viola Davis. And she's talking about Viola's book. Mind you, I think Viola's book has been out for maybe a year. And she starts talking about this moment. Viola talks about this moment where she is a child, a Black girl, and she is running from these three boys. Okay, so good morning. Good morning, everybody. So, okay, you said seen it, have not read it, watched the interview. Okay, so this is not a giveaway because if you listen on Audible, this is the part that they play on Audible. So she's a young child, elementary school, and it's these three boys that basically chase her from school every single day. Two of them are white, one of them is Portuguese, but she basically says black skin just like her. They pick things up and they constantly throw them at her. She said anything they find, batteries, rocks, whatever. And she literally runs for her life every day after school for about 3 months. And one day she said she has holes in her shoes. She has her no socks. Like she's poor. Like I'm poor. Like not even just poor, I'm poor. So this is basically what she says is happening. So she's running from these boys. This particular day it is snowing, and because she has to take off her shoes to run. That's how bad the shoes are. So it's snowing. She said it's mounds of snow out there, so she can't run as quickly as she could on other days. So they catch her. But she said the ringleader, because they're basically the two white boys take her to their leader. The ringleader is a black boy, like he's Portuguese and West African. And she tells him, well, why do you hate me so much? You're black. And yeah, good morning, y'all. Good morning. So some of you all have seen this interview. Stacy said she saw it too, and Monica. And she says, why do you hate me so much? You're black. And she said, the white boys look stunned and kind of look at him because they like, it's kind of like, well, damn, you are black, right? So he pauses and then he says to her, I'm not black, I'm Portuguese. Right, right. It's like, have you looked in the mirror lately, sir? And she goes on to say, and this is chapter 1. So she goes on to say that she's filming on Suicide Squad, right? And Will Smith asks her, "Who are you?" And she kind of looks and like, "What do you mean?" And Will Smith says, "Well, I'm still the 15-year-old boy that gets that got dumped. Yeah, like I'm still that 15-year-old boy." And he says, "Who are you?" And she says, "Well, I'm still that 8-year-old." That's what it was. She was 8-year-old black girl that was being chased home from school. And y'all, I just finished chapter 1, and I'm thinking, damn, that's deep. Like, that's deep, deep. I'm like, wow. So I'm like, who am I? Like, if you really think about it, what moment in time, what moment can you think that has shaped you? And I'm not sure. I'm actually going to have to ponder on that one for a little bit, because she then goes on to say that, she then goes on to say she saw a therapist, and she keeps telling the therapist, "Well, I'm trying to heal that little girl." And the therapist tells her, "Well, why are you trying to heal that little girl? She basically sounds like a badass." And I'm like, huh. I didn't really think about it that way. Like, this little girl is strong. She's a badass. She, did what she needed to do. And in the end, the way that she ended that cycle of being chased is, after they had beat her up that day, she goes home, and she doesn't want to go to school the next day, and she tells her mom why she doesn't want to go to school. And for those of you that have like old school moms or old school grandmas, like my mom wasn't this way, but her mom was this way. It was one of those things where it's like, either you beat her ass or I'm beating your ass. Like, I remember my mom telling me that she had bullies. She had twin bullies, my mom. And she came home crying one day, and my grandmother wanted to know why. And it was because they were beating, fighting her. And my mom and my grandmother tells my mom, "Either you beat their ass or I'm beating yours." And y'all, that's what my mom did. Now, I don't know that I'm actually supposed to share this, but that's what my mom did. So I feel like for my mom, that was a defining moment without even thinking about it. And it was the same thing with Viola. She said that her mom said, "You take this and you jug them." And to define jug, basically you stabbed them. She gave them her crochet needle, said, "Keep this in your pocket." And, it was something that she said that I never actually thought about. Viola said that she had 6 children. Her mom had 6 children. So for that reason, she had to she wasn't able to go up to the school all the time. She wasn't able to take care of everybody, every single child, every time they had a problem. So you had to be able to take care of your own problems. So what she did was, the next day, because her mom said, "If you don't do that, if you don't take care of them, I'm gonna beat your ass," basically. So what she did that next day, the boy came up to her. She said, "You walk slow, don't you ever run again. You walk slow, don't do it." So the boy came up to her, because she's walking slow. She said, "I'm barely moving, I'm walking so slow." And he comes up to her and gets ready to grab her arm. And she whispers to him, "If you touch me, if you lay a hand on me, I will jug you." And he backed down, and they never did that to her again. But that was a defining moment. So when she goes back and she tells the therapist, "I'm trying to heal this little girl," and he's like, "Well, this little girl made it through, and this little girl is now you today. Like, who you are right now is who did Can you tell this little girl that this is who she'll be today? That she'll be this award winning actress, that she'll be changing people's lives, she'd be making all of this money, she'd be speaking to other people. Can you accept that this little girl has turned into the woman that you are right now? And I thought that was so very powerful, because as I'm in a place, and maybe I'm always in a place, but more so than others, and I am redefining myself, or maybe not even redefining myself, looking and digging a little deeper into myself, when I'm doing another one of these recreations, because I'm always finding a new me. Like, current me lasts for a little while, and then it's always new me. So, as I'm in a place where I'm looking at finding the new me again, I find this to be very interesting, because I'm like, what defines me? And I'm on my mobile, so the comments don't pop up as well. But I want to look and see what you all said. Stacy says she saw the interview, and gave the book to her mom. And Pamela said it takes a lifetime to work on or through our wounds. Monica said, because I have to click it every time, y'all. I'm a 73-year-old and I am here in Mazaland discovering me and finding me at the same time. Yeah, so I mean, I agree with y'all. Like, and it's like when he said, who are you? What is that defining moment of who you are? Like, I was like, man, I really need to think on that. I really need to ponder on that defining moment, that moment that you may have thought was the worst moment. However, that moment in time shaped who you are today and what you do today. And for some of us, I mean, it's that moment has changed and made us very positive. For some people, that moment has made them, put them on that negative end of that spectrum. But whatever that is, that there is a moment. And then she also mentions, because I write things down. So she also mentions that they say, yeah, Monica said, what is my defining moment? Yeah, I need to think about that. So she also says, when you're looking for who you are, you there's this point that you get and you do this revolutionary transformation of self. That is, it's like you take this magic potion or this elixir to figure out this transformation. And I don't know what caused the transformation for me, but it's kind of like, okay, well, tell that younger self, because in therapy they do younger self quite a bit, especially when dealing with trauma, all the things that you've accomplished. And a lot of times it's hard for us to truly sit down and think of all the things that we accomplish. I was talking to a friend, and she was like, Charisma, think about, I know you're going through some things, but think about everything you've accomplished in just the last year. And, a lot of times we're going, but we never give ourselves our flowers. Like, she was like, give yourself your flowers, give yourself those roses right now. Right now, go back and look on that last year and see, what is it that you have done? What have you accomplished? What boxes have you checked? How have you helped your emotional self, your spiritual self, your physical self? What does that look like for you? And I was like, man, that is so true. We just keep checking boxes, checking boxes, checking boxes, but we never go back to review the boxes that we checked. We'll make these goals and we'll put these things in place, but I think there's something major to be said about going back and reviewing these things and realizing, wait, girl, you did that. Yeah. Allison said it's hard to see your own accomplishments, but we're accomplishing things. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we did that. And I'm just like, well, damn, girl. And I mean, I have to say, I have some amazing friends. I have changed my circle a number of times, and some people come and go. And I think it's because I'm such an extrovert. I have associates and friends and people that come and go. But I think that at this point in my life, have an amazing group of friends, and they bring so much into my life. My circle is not as big as it once was. Monica said it's time to journal today. She said this live is just what she needs, I think. um, but yeah, like I feel like at this point, my circle's not as big as it has once been. But the people that I have in my circle bring such power and insight and love into it, and allow me, you know, they don't always think the way that I think, which is good because they allow me to see things from a different angle in a way that I may not ordinarily see it. Um, I may not always see I don't know, I'm not a glass half full person. I'm a chicken little the sky is falling person. The sky is not always falling, but when that damn sky falls, I am definitely a chicken little type of person. So, but for me, I have to be that person to go into this transformation of self, right? Because Allison laughing at me like, but it's like I told, because I have a therapist as well, and I told my therapist, I'm a I'm a on 100 emotional person. Like whatever emotion you get from me, you're gonna get all of that emotion. Like you're not gonna get a little happy. You're gonna get a excited, or really excited, or you're not gonna get a little upset. You're gonna get like really pissed off, or a little sad. You're gonna be like really sad. Like you really you really are gonna get a lot of emotion from me. Like any emotion is a lot, and that's why I say I'm a chicken little person. Like I'm not always a sky is falling, but when that damn sky fall, everybody knows that damn sky is falling. Like it's no secret. You not wondering. It's none of that. You know that damn sky is falling, because if you're within my circle, I'm gonna let you know it's falling. Now if you're not within my circle, you may not even know that sky is falling at all. That thing may be crumbling down, taking me out as we speak, and you'll just think that it's fine. But within my circle, my trusted circle, you will know that my sky is falling. But then on the other end, when I am happy and excited, you're going to get all of that and all of those emotions. So it's a double-edged sword. But I have a hard time, like, let me see, let me check this comment again. Somebody just said it. Stacy just said, I always downplay my accomplishment. I'm going to give myself some flowers this year. And I have a very hard time giving myself flowers. I do downplay my accomplishments. I do downplay, honestly, I downplay a lot of things. Was having a conversation with someone else, and because y'all know I was in that accident, and I went to the doctor, and we were talking, and I've been in multiple accidents. I've actually been hit, like 99% of the accidents are people hitting me, and he asked me if that was karma, and I was like, what, from being a good driver? Like I didn't understand, but that kind of sat with me. So I was talking to someone that's pretty important to me as well. And I was saying that, and they said, well, it depends on how you look at karma. Karma is not always negative. And I was like, And they went on to say karma can be positive. Maybe the karma is that because he mentioned my last car accident, not this one, but the one before that. Myself and my kids, we were all in this car. And I actually posted a picture on my Facebook. But in this car accident, the whole front of our car was hit in, and we should not have survived that accident, right? My son got survived that accident with basically nothing, not a scar or anything. We did a little bit of therapy, chiropractor, but really nothing. My daughter, she did hurt her leg, and she had to do therapy, and she was on crutches, and I actually had to have surgery surround after that accident. However, when you look at something that really should have taken us out, so my friend was like, the karma is good karma because you're walking away from these things. Yes, there's injury. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there's recovery, but you are walking away from this. So you have to, it's really about perspective and how you look at this. How do you look at that glass? Is it half full? Is it half empty? Are you patting yourself on the back? Are you giving yourself flowers? Are you doing any of these things for yourself when you think about what is going on in your life? Because so many times we don't see that other side of things. We don't acknowledge that other part. We don't speak up for the fact that we have done some really amazing kick-ass stuff. Like, we really should be like, girl, you did that. Like, amazing. I mean, what you are out here doing it. You are living the life you said you were going to live. You are doing amazing things. Monica mentioned that vision board. You still working on that vision board because you're reluctant to dream broader. However, I'm pretty sure you just told me you were living in Mexico. Like, how many other people that were in your circle, not in the circle of people that travel, right? But in your immediate circle, how many people are living the life that they said they were going to be living this year in 2023, and they're actually doing that? So don't necessarily be fearful about putting a bigger vision on your vision board when you have already succeeded with your last vision. What you visualized before has come to pass. So it's okay to turn around and be like, I have a bigger vision now because I already checked off that box and I did that. So, and I say that because a lot of times when I'm talking to y'all, I'm really talking to myself too, because we do need to be able to cheer ourselves on. I see you said, Monica, not many. No, not many people actually live out the life that they want to live, they say they're going to live, and all of that. They just don't do it. So I really challenge y'all and myself. I challenge myself too to go ahead and actually do these things that we say we're going to do, we want to do, and dream bigger. Hell, on my vision board, it says millionaire status. I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, how the hell am I supposed to get to millionaire status? But I don't know, y'all. Especially for 2023. But whatever. I'm getting ready because I'm about to go into my conference in a minute. But I'm like, whatever. That's cool. I'm gonna try for this millionaire status. And I'm taking the first step by going to this millionaire conference here in Atlanta. Because guess what? If you want to be the next millionaire, surround yourself by millionaires. So with that being said, y'all, I'm lazy, so I don't like to stand in lines. It looks like the line has gone down. It is time for them to talk about real estate. Y'all know that's my thing. And I thank you all for joining me this morning for my impromptu live. I will be back on tomorrow live with a guest speaker talking to caregivers about living your best life. So write those lists, do some journaling. I have a journal on Amazon. It's on my YouTube somewhere. Bold and Badass. Do some journaling, write your list. And give yourself your flowers. So thank y'all for joining me. Ciao. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know how to end this one.